Britt Baker is the new CM Punk. There simply is no difference. Britt Baker is a favorite of Tony Khan, and she uses and abuses that privilege to keep herself over and stab other wrestlers in the back to preserve her spot, just like every big star before and after her. The same exact thing could be said about CM Punk and AEW. Punk's history of backstage drama also goes hand in hand as to why he's an all-time great. For health reasons, Britt Baker had to go away for a while, and upon her return, she now has more ops than ever. Jamie Hayter is an op, MJF is an op, Alicia Atout is an op, Thunder Rosa been an op, subscribe in Espanol. In AEW, CM Punk had to go away for a while, a couple times, and he returned with a list of ops that included Kenny Omega, Adam Page, Jack Perry, the Young Bucks, and way too many enemies to count. Cousin Phil's real name might as well be Britt Brooks, and Britt Baker might as well be CM DMD. I recently polled you, the sexy PWB subscriber, the same question about Britt Baker and CM Punk as to whether or not they were problem children in AEW. Most of you took Punk's side and said he was not, but then you flipped the script when it came to Britt and said she's a problem child in AEW. Hold up. So when Britt Baker gets into a heated argument with MJF and Alicia Atout and has competitive backstage heat with a score of wrestlers, she's a problem child. But CM Punk punched his coworkers on multiple occasions. He had people banned from Collision. Cousin Phil cut shoot promos at press conferences and on David Zaslav's TV, yet he's just misunderstood. Stop it, please. You're better than that. Subscribe in Swahili. I wonder why CM Punk is celebrated like a revolutionary for wrecking AEW's locker room like Terrell Owens in his prime. But when Britt Baker does the same damn thing on some pro wrestling shit, she's just a witch who needs to know her place in Daly's place. Part of that's tribalism due to what companies they work in, I get it. But fans aren't the only ones falling for this double standard, because AEW's Tony Khan suspended everyone within a 10-mile radius of the brawl out. Shit, I got suspended for writing about it, and I don't even work there. But recently, Khan suspended Britt Baker, but not MJF. I have nothing but respect for CM Punk, MJF, and Britt Baker. In my eyes, they're all-time greats. But being an all-time great wrestler also means being an all-time great pain in the ass. It's a job requirement of being the best in the world. Pro wrestling is a business that breeds paranoia and preys on fragile egos. It rewards alpha dogs. It celebrates backstabbers. If you want to get to the top of the mountain, and more importantly, stay there, you need to carry yourself like a star at all times. That means work as little as possible, for the most amount of money as possible, don't do jobs, and the #1 rule of being a top star, don't trust anybody. I completely sympathize with the plight of the pro wrestler. They're in an industry run by skeevy promoters looking to eat you up and spit you out. Insurance? How about a hot dog and a handshake? No athlete in the world gets taken advantage of more than pro wrestlers, so it's paramount for them to protect themselves over everybody. That means lying, cheating, and stealing your way to the top, R.I.P. Eddie. It also means pro wrestling rewards problem children. Shit, I got to the top of the wrestling media by being a problem child as an outspoken black man who speaks his mind 10 toes down about the industry I love, all while bigging up my people, black people, in ways nobody has done before me. Sometimes maybe I'll get a little frisky and leak the Fast Nationals so the streets have a close estimate of the rating a little early. Because I'm sorry, hiding the Fast National rating to protect the poor billionaire Tony Khan and all elite whining is every bit as biased as leaking them. I am one of one. I am #1. I'm not here to make friends with the wrestlers and get them to like me. I'm here to get myself over. I'm gonna give the market what it wants by creating dope content so I can get this money, nigga. Funny how it's always the most tribal people calling me tribal. Again, don't trust anybody. Like Britt Baker and CM Punk, I have ops on ops on ops. I get it, I'm engaging and charismatic. God bless the child. So say whatever you want about me, just spell my name right.
Alfred on my leg.
Yeah.
No, Max, that's not how you say it. Stop being mid. By the way, that was MJF, Tom Bout the GOAT, right before he called me the N-word. Yes, see for yourself.
Yeah. He seems like a nice guy.
See? Maxwell Jacobs' sarcasm called me a nice guy with a hard Y and all. Subscribe in Hebrew. Again, I sympathize with top stars who cause backstage problems. It's kind of what you have to do. Great wrestlers are also gaslighters with their fingers on the pulse of every aspect of wrestling media. That's why whenever any story comes out about them being disruptive, they're always the first to dismiss the story as made-up BS. That's what CM Punk did when he called Dave Meltzer a liar. Dave Meltzer is a liar, but two things can be true. Britt Baker came out and tweeted that the backstage stories about her and Max were fabricated. MJF did the same thing. The Rock called a Dave Meltzer report about his favorable treatment complete bullshit. Dave Meltzer is full of shit, but two things can be true. These wrestlers are workers to their core, and they just want you to believe that any story about them being the problem is completely false. Because at the end of the day, these wrestlers are just professional athletes trying to earn a living, and the media's out to get them. My guy, I know at the end of the day, every top star has a dedicated fan base, but MJF told you himself he's the devil. Believe him. That's why he gets ahead, because pro wrestling is where angels go to die. Every wrestler wants the average fan to think that they're just misunderstood. But it's no coincidence that trouble follows every top star. The bigger the star, the more likely backstage drama will follow. Hulk Hogan was a problem child. Triple H is king of WWE, and he got there by being a problem child in his prime. In Triple H's own words,
I looked everybody in the eye and told you, I'm gonna step on you, I'm gonna walk through you to get to the top.
And he said that shit to fellow problem child CM Punk. If you were to come up with a top star who wasn't a problem child, maybe you could do it. Like, maybe Bret Hart is the answer to that question, but look how that turned out for him. With the Montreal Screwjob against Hall of Fame problem child and king of NXT, Shawn Michaels. Vince McMahon is the most successful promoter in the history of wrestling. When it comes to being a problem child, need I say more? Tony Khan, by all accounts, actually seems like a good human, but that's why he's such a shitty promoter with no authority over his locker room. Will Ospreay has people convinced that he
Seems like a nice guy.
Maybe he is, but if you think Will is just a nice guy with no agenda who doesn't play politics, I have a London Bridge to sell you. This is the same Will Ospreay who fed the gullible dirt sheets a story about how it was his idea to lose to Swerve. So when he did lose at Forbidden Door, all people were talking about was Ospreay scripting himself to lose more than they were talking about Swerve's biggest career win. Subscribe in British, my brother. Every wrestler is just trying to create a lasting legacy, and the only way you can do that in National Pro Wrestling is by being an asshole. And as toxic as the wrestling business is, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why Britt Baker is the new CM Punk. And it's Tony Khan's job to get his locker room under control. So for all these people who swear CM Punk wasn't a problem child in AEW, but Britt Baker is, you're getting worked like a slave in Kentucky. Shouts to Henry Bibb. Check out this video and subscribe. Who's worse, Britt Baker or CM Punk? Are their situations different, or is this just some top guy shit? Tell me in the comments!